Hey everybody, my name is Philip Shepard and I'm a local realtor here in Northwest Arkansas. And today I'm going to be talking about kind of recapping a full year, a year and a half living in Northwest Arkansas. So in case you weren't aware, I moved from Northwest Arkansas from Chicagoland about a year and a half ago. And so I've had about a year and a half of experience living in NWA. So when I kind of give a backstory, maybe this is similar to your story, you start trying to discover NWA, start trying to figure out all the things that are happening here, all the events and cool things that are going on. Also, a side note, I have a 3-day itinerary. If you're coming to visit, make sure to download that itinerary below in case you're coming. Shows all the great things to do here when you're here. But when I started discovering NWA, I wanted to know, like, what's it like living here full time? And so today, this video is dedicated to you. People that want to move to a different location of the United States. I consider NWA the best place to live in America, hands down. You know, you can live, work, and play. It's all in NWA. So kind of the first point that I want to make about living here for a full year in Northwest Arkansas is the fact that there's so much to do. Now, if you're coming from a larger city, the first thing you're going to start thinking is like, what's there to do out there? When I started researching the area, I realized how much there is to do. It's an unlimited resource. So let me tell you kind of a list of like, just a broad list of what you can do here in NWA. And the thing that I want to pay attention to is that if you live in New York City, you can get some of these things, but you can't get all of these things. Like in Dallas, you can get some of these things, but you can't get all of these things. And the unique thing about NWA is that you can live, work, and play all in NWA. And you can't say that about other areas of the United States. So for instance, if you like museums, art galleries, so if you like sporting events, golfing, Topgolf, that is all here in NWA. So for instance, we have, a massive college team with huge hype behind it, basketball, baseball, soccer. All of the college teams are right here because this is a college area, and the fandom is awesome to be at, to see. And if you're into art galleries and murals and paintings and the museums, side note, a little cool fact is that the Constitution, one of the copies of the Constitution, is coming here to Northwest Arkansas to the museum here. So art is a major thing here. We have trails, parks and recs. We have a ton of Frisbee golf clubs. And so that's one of the amazing things is that if you're part of a Frisbee golf team, you can play all year long between spring, summer, winter, fall. We have 16 golf courses in the area. Plus, if you're into kayaking, fishing, mountain biking, running, hiking, if you like mountains or lakes, it's all within just a reach within Northwest Arkansas. So that's kind of the first thing about NWA, about living here, that I realized was that everything's within reach. Like, I don't have to decide if I want to, drive an hour and a half away to go see a concert because the amphitheater, Walmart Amphitheater, is right here. We have talents from like Machine Gun Kelly comes here, Halsey has come here, Alan Jackson's come here, Backstreet Boys, the Jonas Brothers. Also like Kiss has been here, and Sublime, and Travis Scott at one point. Ooh. So there's always talent coming here. There's many concerts throughout the whole season. So make sure to check that out to see what's coming to the area. There's a lot of concerts coming up. And the second thing that I realized after living here in NWA for a full year is the fact that I've never been healthier in my life. Now, one of the things that when you start living in an area, and maybe this identifies with you, is that when you start living in an area that, that has some of the amenities like, bigger cities or a lot of things to do, which is what NWA has, the thing that I was lacking a lot was just the ability to get outside and do things. Like if I want to hit the trails, if I want to go ride my bike, safely, not in the middle of a highway. If I want to go swimming, if I want to go kayaking, if I want to, do whatever, that's all available here as well. When you're in larger cities, the fact is it's going to take you like an hour and a half to get outside the city to do anything. And you don't want to like walk on a treadmill. I literally live at the base of a mountain. So I'm always running up the mountain. It's allowed me so much freedom to do that. And so I don't have to think anymore. I have to drive an hour and a half to get outside the city and then run or exercise or hike and then come back. No, it's literally right here. A lot of times when we make the excuses to say, I don't want to exercise because it's going to take me this much time to do these things. Here, not that of course you can always make excuses, such as humanity, but everything's right here. Like you can just go do it and not even think twice, because what's 5 minutes? It's a lot different than driving an hour and a half to do something and then driving an hour and a half back. So the third thing that I kind of realized is that I actually traveled more. I traveled more when I lived here versus Chicagoland area. And what I mean by that is two things. First of all is that there's a major airport right here, so I can fly anywhere I want to in America for super affordable prices, direct flights right anywhere. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, especially if you're kind of in a larger area and you're kind of solo in that area. And what I mean is, when I lived in Chicagoland area, if I wanted to, like, let's say drive somewhere, if I drove 13 hours in one direction, I'm probably not going to hit anything major. Like maybe I could drive to Ohio, possibly. But what's in Ohio? On top, when I live in Arkansas, I'm 11 hours, even less hours away from Colorado. I can make it to Mexico, like some of the mountains in New Mexico, within less than a day. Dallas, Houston, not a problem. Louisiana, I can go to the ocean in a day if I wanted to. So what's happening is that in Arkansas, when you're in NWA, you're kind of central location, so you can go in either direction and hit some really major things. Like if I wanted to go to Nashville, it's just a drive away. And one of the other things I noticed about living in NWA, like the full recap, is that there's a lot of groups here. So there's a lot of groups for everything. Like I mentioned before, there's a Frisbee golf group, there's a running group, there's a biking group. I've seen groups for like cryptocurrency. I've seen groups for WordPress, for gardening, for people that want to learn knitting. There's a lot of church groups. So there's groups for everyone down here. So if you have a unique thing that you like, definitely search out NWA, because the fact that it's just a growing area with people moving all over America. They're making groups dedicated, focused on these things that they love. What I did before I first moved here is I searched Instagram, and I searched out, like, cause I like running a lot. And what I did was I searched all the runners here that tag themselves in Fayetteville in Northwest Arkansas, and I searched them out. I messaged them and kind of talked to them like a little bit about the area and about the running and different stuff like that. So I kind of already made friends even before I moved down here. And one of the last things is the fact that NWA is a melting pot of ideas. This is one of the best things I love about Northwest Arkansas, is the fact that you have people from all across the world, honestly. I've met people from Lithuania, I've met people from Russia, I've met people from Australia, I've met people from Japan, some people I just met moved from the Philippines. There's a whole group of people here that never grew up here, that moved here just because of the influence that NWA, Northwest Arkansas, is having across the world. And so it's a melting pot of ideas. And so this is such a good thing because it breeds new ideas, new businesses, new suggestions, and these are all experiences that people have come from, and they're kind of giving their input to kind of help shape the community to be the best that it possibly can be. So that's all I have for you guys today. Appreciate you watching. Again, if you're coming down here to NWA and you want to look at some homes when you're down here, which I recommend because it's always good to get an idea, pricing, what homes are like down here, feel free to call me, shoot me a text, or email me, either way. Also, that reminds me, I made a 3-day itinerary for people that are coming here that are brand new, that are trying to see if NWA works for them. What I did was I made a 3-day itinerary of all the cool things that you can do when you're here in NWA. So the link's below. Go ahead and download that. It's free just to download. I kind of made it for myself if I could reverse back in time when I came down here to check it out in 2019. So if you feel like you're coming here and you're kind of like, there's so much to do and there's so many things, I narrowed it down to some of the great things you can do when you come here for a couple days. It's for the foodie, it's for the kids, it's for the sightseers, it's for the sports people, it's for the arts people. I've had different itineraries for different people, so go ahead and download them, and they're yours for free. And pass them along to your friends if you want to invite them too, if you want them to move to NWA with you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.